Gators, all things orange and blue. Dan Hicken over there, Frank Frangie. What's up?
Yes, and thank you, Southeast Orthopedic Specialists, the very best in the business. If you got problems with your ankles, your knees, your shoulders, your elbows, go see our friends at Southeast Orthopedic Specialists, se-ortho.com for all the information that you will need. Nobody better in all of Jacksonville. It's bowl week, like out of nowhere.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just so weird. It's in 3 days. I don't have a good feeling.
I don't either.
You don't either?
I don't.
Is that us? Are we being
well,
Gators?
I
or?
think the game probably. I find myself thinking this game's going to mean more to Oklahoma.
That's what I think.
I think
they're hotter.
Yeah, they're hot, and
want to prove a point.
And Florida's still not good defensively.
Yeah,
I get this hunch there's more opt-outs coming. I don't know that we've heard everyone.
Yeah, they keep saying there was going to be a couple more, but they haven't been yet. But Zachary Carter's sort of intimated he's coming back.
Yeah.
Kadarius Toney was at practice.
Yeah. So we'll see.
Trask is playing.
Yeah. Look, Florida's a good team, and they'll play well in this game, and they might win the game, and I hope they win the game. It matters to me for them to win the game. But I'll say to you what I said last week, because I really believe this, Dan. This has been even if it winds up being 8-4 with 3 straight losses to end the year, which would indicate mediocre season, it's been anything but that.
No, I'm not going to be down on it. I refuse to be down on it, but I would like Dan Mullen to say, you know, we won the peach, we won the orange, we won the cotton.
Right. Oh, I want to win.
You know?
But I will say this: it's been an extraordinary season. Florida has elevated itself to the land of the elite with this season. Now, winning this game would punctuate that.
Yeah.
But they have elevated themselves to the land of the elite.
Does it matter? Does it matter to sit there and come out and say, you know, because I like your point and I agree with you, but does it matter to say, we've been a top 10 program for 3 straight years? Because if they lose, they're going to fall out of the top 10.
Yeah, here's what I would tell you. Yeah. You're right, and that's why they need to win. But I would suggest if you measure the elite teams in America.
Yeah.
There's a clear 3 in Clemson, Ohio State, Alabama. Or Alabama, Clemson, Ohio State. That's a clear 3.
Okay.
You probably can make the point that Georgia's right there on the cusp, despite the fact that Florida beat them this year. Georgia's right there. Okay. After that,
Oklahoma, Florida.
I would say Florida, Oklahoma, Notre Dame, and I'd say Florida heads the pack. Okay. Now, for that reason, because Florida and Oklahoma are right there together
you win
this game. Yeah, but I think Florida has elevated its. I think when next year comes around, even with Trask gone and Pitts gone and Toney gone and Grimes gone and this and this and this and this, next year's, let's say they win the game.
Yeah.
Next year's they'll be in the top 10.
Yeah.
Even with Emory Jones, they'll start the season in the top 10 next year because they've elevated themselves to that.
Right.
So I think it's a great year. Having said that, let's talk about the game for a second.
Yeah.
What to expect? The Heisman votes are in.
They are in.
The
Who'd you vote for, Frank?
I can't tell you, Dan.
You can't tell me?
It's against the law. It's a federal law. I don't know if you know that or not.
When can you tell me?
The night of right after they announce it, January 5th, I think. Is what it is. So I can tell you right now.
Weird.
Well, I'll text you. I'll text you that night. Hey, Dan, because you and I are really good friends. I'll text you that.
I'm going to do this, by the way.
They text each other.
I'm going to do this on the podcast right now.
You gonna tell?
No.
Okay.
No. We're not allowed, right?
It's federal law.
Okay. Look in them. You got your glasses? You got your readers?
I do. Hang on.
Pop those on.
I need glasses. You're gonna show me?
One's at the top.
Yeah.
2 and 3 are at the next. And that's how I voted in that middle screen. I took a picture.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
that's how I voted.
Okay, I get it. Well, let me.
That's between you and me, though.
Okay, nobody else will know that.
No.
Well,
that just happened on the podcast. Did anybody see that?
Yeah. Let me see what's funny about that.
Yeah.
Might have taken my own picture.
Okay.
Okay. Just hang on. This is really bad podcasting.
This is great. It's on. You can watch the podcast too, by the way.
Okay.
And on all our various social media platforms.
And that might have been my 3. Okay. In the order.
I don't have my readers.
Okay. So
you
have
to borrow that.
Okay. So you have to be really close. Okay, you really can't. Okay, so there you go.
Okay, we weren't the same.
No, we were not the same.
In our voting of the top 3.
So there you go. So and we'll all now I'll take my glasses off.
Yes.
Now we'll all put that out on Twitter as soon as the vote becomes official. Having said all that, I think Florida will play well. It's a team with some pride. They want to end on a good note. They've lost a few in a row. They don't want to lose 3 in a row to end the season. But I think Oklahoma can really score.
Yeah.
And so I've gone back and forth on this game.
Yeah.
I don't know who I'll pick to win the game. I do think there's some. I tell you what, it's going to be a wonderfully entertaining game.
You got 2 days, so you're going to be picking it here in about 3 minutes.
Yeah. And by the way, by the way, here's the other thing about that.
Yeah.
It's other than the playoff games and even the first 2 playoff games.
It's great.
It's the best game.
Yeah.
I mean, Florida Oklahoma
should be great.
The ratings. It's an 8 o'clock game. I wish it wasn't opposite my basketball team playing.
You've done some research. You found out Florida basketball does start again.
It tips at 9.
Okay.
I don't know if you knew that or not. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm the guy. I'm sort of your conduit to basketball.
Yes,
apparently.
you are.
But no, I think Florida will play well in the game. I think it's an important game for Kyle Trask. One more time, This time, Mac Jones isn't going head-to-head
Right.
against him. This time, it's Kyle Trask with everybody watching. When you watch that broadcast on Fox, I believe, on that broadcast, everything will be built around him. The broadcast will be built around
Yes.
him. It'll be built around Florida.
Heisman Trophy finalist
You'll see
Kyle
that.
Trask.
You'll see the mom and dad in the stands. You'll see him. You'll see there's going to be a backstory. You'll
Yes.
see the high school coach who pops up everywhere now, Martin. You're going to see him. You're going to see they'll probably do a one-on-one with him before the game.
Yeah.
This will be built around. Even though Kyle Pitts is probably the best player in the game, this will be.
Well,
built,
he won't be there.
Yeah. Right. Well, good
So,
point.
yeah.
Because he's not the
No.
best player in the game. But even though he may not be the top pick in the draft,
Yes.
Kyle, this story will be built around Kyle Trask.
I agree.
The storyline. If I was the TV producer, I'd say no, that's the story.
Yep.
Spencer Rattler's a good player.
Yeah.
Oklahoma's good. Lincoln Riley versus Dan Mullen's fun.
Yep.
But I'm going to build this broadcast around Kyle Trask.
I would agree with you, but I'm still very concerned. I think they just started bowl practice like this weekend.
Right.
I don't know how much. Look, they're all competitors. They want to win. They'll go there. They'll be ready. Mullen will call some good ball plays. Oklahoma's defense is better than it has been.
Right.
We think, because they only played Big
Yeah,
12
right.
teams, so
That's
we're not
right.
really
That's
sure,
right.
but we
That's right.
think they're better.
Yep.
And it's a great matchup of two, big programs from the SEC. There's so many. There's a lot of good storylines. I agree with you about Kyle Trask, and I hope he plays well. I still don't know if I was him if I would have played, but good for him for playing.
Yeah, I'm glad.
I give him a lot of credit.
And it's going to be a lot of fun to watch. So other guys, what I do think is going to be fun.
You going to play Emory at all? A little bit more? Or no?
I think I probably would.
Maybe say I'm going to give you a series in the first half and a series in the second
I'd
half?
probably play him a little bit more. I also want to watch, again, if all the receivers are playing except Pitts,
Yeah.
I still would probably want to get the ball to some of the younger guys.
That's an if.
Yeah. And again, 'cause I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know why my gut tells me there might be another opt-out. Or
Yeah.
I'm just guessing
Yeah.
at that. But I'm probably going to throw the ball to Xavier Henderson some.
Yeah.
I'm probably going to throw the ball to
Whittemore?
To Whittemore some.
Yeah.
I'm probably going to throw the ball to the tight ends.
Yeah.
Zipper, who might be a really good player.
It looks good.
I'm probably going to do that. I'm probably going to figure out are all my running backs coming back? I'd like to involve some young guys.
Yeah.
The young secondary guys are critical.
Cool.
Because Oklahoma's going to throw it all over the place.
Yep.
I can't wait to watch. I've said this before. As a lifelong Gator who
Yes.
probably watched, I have probably watched, if not live, on when I go back and watch it.
Yeah.
I'm not making this up. I've probably watched every play that the Florida Gators have played in football since they started televising them on Sports Channel in the mid-'80s.
Yeah.
I would bet you. So remember when Sports Channel,
Yeah.
Jim Gallagher and Jim Yarbrough would do the broadcast?
Yeah.
They'd show it the next day.
Yeah.
Well before it became officially Breakfast with the
Weren't
Gators.
you on some of those pregame
I did.
shows?
I did a lot of those
such?
pregame shows.
Yeah.
When those things happened, when it started in 85, 84, 85,
Mm-hmm.
I'll bet you, Dan, I've seen every play.
Isn't that something?
Every play. I think I've seen every play.
I wouldn't disagree.
Yeah, so if I've seen every play since 84 and 85, I haven't always been excited. This year,
Yeah, it was fun.
every time that game was, when Kyle Trask would run on the field,
Yeah.
with Grimes and Tony and Pitts this year, and with Swain and Hammond and Van Jefferson last year, every time Kyle Trask runs on the field, I've gotten excited about something good happening. It's for me, very much like when Rex was there, when Werfel was there, when Shane was there. You got excited when the quarterback ran out there.
Yeah.
And it's been that kind of year for me, no matter what happens.
And I think, Frank, it's going to be that way next year for you.
I do too. Yeah, I do
and
too.
I'm excited about that. And I
do
can't
too.
wait.
It'll look different.
Yeah.
Because there'll be far more quarterback run.
Yes.
The quarterback runs
Oh, yeah.
will be more.
Instead of throwing for 400, maybe throw
Yeah.
for 250, but maybe run for 100.
Correct. And I do think the little bit we've seen of Emory Jones,
Yeah.
when it finally becomes his team,
Yeah.
it's going to be really fun.
Yeah,
I don't know
think
if they'll
he
be
might
as
take
good,
off. I don't know either.
but it'll be. I've made this comparison many times to you, to old school college football fans. You have to know. You have to be able to look back to the 90s.
Mm-hmm.
When Florida State had Peter Tom Willis and then Casey Weldon, they really had it going.
Right.
Okay? And Casey Weldon was the quarterback in 91.
Right.
91.
Right.
Brad Johnson and he alternated.
Right.
But Casey played most of the games, and he was a Heisman Trophy finalist. And because of that, this guy, Charlie Ward, sat on the bench.
He
They
did.
ran him at wide receiver a little bit. They ran
He
him
did.
into some wildcat. But you knew when Charlie got in there,
Yep.
it would be different but special. And when Charlie got in there, he won the Heisman Trophy and the national championship. And I think the transition of Kyle Trask, number 11, to Emory Jones will be similar of the transition of Casey Weldon, number 11, to Charlie Ward.
I like that.
I think there will be a very similar transition. Charlie never should have played ahead of Casey Weldon, and he didn't.
Right.
But when Charlie got in there, it was spectacular.
Well, and to kind of sort of back that up, I think I've told you this story before, but back in those days, we would go to Tallahassee and Gainesville, here in Jacksonville, on the TV side of things, a lot more and cover these teams. Now, obviously, this year there was no covering the team, obviously, unless via Zoom and such. But I can distinctly remember spring practices where they would all come out and rave about this guy, Charlie Ward.
Right.
And I was like, well, he was the punter.
Right.
No, he's our quarterback. What do you mean? Oh, you'll see. And that, very rarely in my time did anyone... And so I hope I hear that with Emory as well. And I think I could. I'm not saying he's Charlie Ward. Don't get me wrong.
Watching him, he really knows how to run the football. That's clear. And when you
he's got an arm.
When you watch his throwing motion, he doesn't look like a runner who can functionally find a way to pass. He's a passing quarterback with a beautiful throwing motion.
Now, when he throws it 35 times a game,
we'll see.
We'll see.
But it's a beautiful, and Dan Mullen is gonna scheme some guys open.
And he's
done that everywhere he's been.
He's got to be chomping at the bit.
Yes.
I mean, he has waited his turn.
Yeah. So I'm excited about what I think they'll be. As for this game, I think they'll win the game. I do think you'll see some of Emory, but this is the last time Kyle Trask is in that uniform.
I know. In a way, if you're Dan Mullen, you're torn. I would think. And I'm curious to see his decision because Kyle Trask twice this year threw for 474 yards.
Right.
The record is 482 yards.
In a game.
Held by Tim Tebow in a game against Cincinnati in the Sugar Bowl.
Right.
It'd be nice to him to go out with a 500-yard throw.
I
don't know if that'll happen against Oklahoma. I don't know how good their defense is.
That's not the game I see, though.
No.
The game I see is Kyle throws for his 350 and 3 or 4 touches.
Yeah.
Spencer Rattler's going to throw some too.
Oh, yeah.
Emory's going to play some. I think that's the game we will see. But one other thought about Kyle Trask.
Yes, sir.
So you and I go back. If you listen to the podcast forever, Dan and I went back and forth last spring. Dan said, I think maybe Emory can win the job. I said, you lost your mind, you need a lobotomy.
Correct.
Kyle Trask is going to be megastar, and I was right, you were wrong. And I love saying, let me say that one more time, I was right, you were wrong. But having said that, I've heard some people say, because this is a mulligan year, anybody can come back.
Yeah.
Kyle Trask could come back.
Yes.
I adamantly, even if he could, don't want to see that.
No.
This was your year.
Yeah.
Go get in the NFL draft.
Yeah.
You'll never be hotter than you are now. Go get in the
4,000 yards in 11 games, 43
If we still
touchdowns.
had New York, you'd be going to New York for the Heisman.
Correct.
Okay, we don't have New York now, but if we had New York, you're one of the 4 guys.
One of the 4
in the suit.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
suit guy.
You'll never be hotter than being suit guy, and it's Emory's time.
So
even if he could come back, and I'm the biggest Kyle Trask fan around, it's time to come out, and it's Emory's time.
I don't have it in front of me, but I'm going to ask you this anyway, and I probably should. Do you know the list of the all-time Gator Heisman Trophy finalists?
I don't.
I don't either.
I do know that.
Was there any chance that I want to get the name? Jimmy DuBose was a finalist.
75.
Yeah, could that have been? That was right about the sort of your.
I don't know.
Yeah,
okay. 75. I was in high school, but
yeah.
I remember it. Jimmy Dew was a great player.
I was talking to my son, and he was reading them off to me, and I was like, yes, and I was surprised by that night.
Jimmy Dew was an interesting story. He was a fullback.
Yes.
In a wishbone. He was a wishbone fullback. So they either ran the dive to him or they ran the option to Tony Green or Willie Wilder or Earl Carr, one of those
right.
guys. But he was the fullback, but he was all the rage. But
that was one of my first memories. Was that 75 Florida Georgia, where they scored so much in the first half, and then
76.
Georgia 76,
27-13 at the half, 41-27 final, fourth and dumb. That was 76.
Yes, that was one of my first memories of Florida football.
Yeah, I can tell you as far as Heisman, other than the 3 winners, Grossman finished second. Other than that, I don't remember anybody. I don't know where Emmett would have been. I don't know where. I've got to believe Emmett at one point got some votes.
You would think.
Yeah, I don't know, but I'm trying to think. Other than Grossman finishing
an
second,
actual quote finalist. That's what I don't have it in front of me, so I was just curious.
But no, so I don't remember. But yeah, I think. Do you think Kyle Trask is going to win the Heisman?
I think he's got a shot, but I think it's going to be one of the Alabama guys.
I do too. I
think.
If I was guessing, and we don't know.
Yeah, we don't know.
We can't reveal who we voted
right.
for. But if I was guessing, my guess would be Mac Jones is going to win it.
Yeah, I would probably say Devontae.
You win the Heisman?
Yes.
You think?
I just have a feeling
Okay.
that Devontae Smith is going to win it, and I think he's going to win it. And people say, well, what if they split the votes?
Yeah.
Well, I think they're going to be 1 and 2 on a lot of those
Yeah.
ballots.
Splitting the votes doesn't matter if
Yeah.
you get 3 votes.
And then
if
maybe
you can only vote for one guy,
Yeah.
then the splitting the votes would matter.
and maybe Kyle splitting votes with Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Trevor Lawrence is also a finalist.
Yeah, I
Future Jaguar, by the way. Just throwing that in there.
I will tell you this.
Yes, sir.
As much as I'm a Gator guy,
Yeah.
I would, if any of the 4 guys finalists won, if any of the 4 finalists won,
Mm-hmm.
Trevor Lawrence, Kyle Trask,
Mhm.
Mac Jones, or Devontae Smith, I'd be okay with it.
I would too. You can make an argument for any of them.
I wouldn't think the voters got it wrong.
No, I wouldn't either.
Yeah, so I'd be okay with it. So anyway,
And I've gotten it wrong before, by the way.
Yeah.
I've voted for guys that, in hindsight, maybe
yeah.
I look back and go, should I have voted for him?
Yeah.
I'm not going to mention any names.
When I voted for Kerwin Bell third in 1987.
I love that.
Okay, just so you know, I did do that.
You had that before me. I didn't start till
Yeah.
I started voting in Danny's year.
Yeah. Okay. The 87, I voted for
Yeah.
for Shane Madden.
Very nice.
I mean, Kerwin Bell third. All right. Some final thoughts on football. It's a great year. Great momentum in the program.
Yes.
I like the recruiting class.
Yes.
I'm not a big recruiting, but obviously I've studied it since. I think they did some things they haven't done in the past, and that is they brought in some of those future NFL defenders. That's what they haven't done. What Alabama does and Clemson does and Ohio State does, they go sign Chase Young. They go sign Quinnen Williams. They go sign Cleveland Farrell.
Yes.
They go sign these future NFL defensive players. Florida hasn't done that.
Yeah, we got to find those guys.
Florida back in the day did it.
Yeah.
Florida has not gone out and found future NFL defensive players and signed them. I think they might have done it in this cycle.
Yeah.
And so that, to me, the fact, again, that's how you win.
Right.
Quarterback and future NFL defensive guys. And I think, and that's what Georgia's doing.
Yeah.
And I think Florida might. So I like the recruiting cycle.
I've always felt like
program.
Alabama gets those 5-star, 240, 50-pound linebackers who can really run.
Yes.
And Florida gets those 210-pound linebackers.
I agree with you.
And there's a little bit of a difference
Florida gets really good college players like David Reese.
Yeah.
Alabama gets guys who go on to play in the NFL.
Hightower.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah.
and that's the difference.
There's a big difference.
But I think I sense in this cycle, Florida closed the gap there. I think Florida's got the best.
I'm
play
very
forward.
excited and stoked about the future.
Basketball comes up on Wednesday night.
Yes.
What
Very
do you expect?
odd.
They
I don't
finally
know.
practiced. This is the first time they practiced.
I know.
This weekend was the first time they've been together since the FSU game.
Now listen, Keontae won't play this year, obviously, right? But maybe there's some good news in his diagnosis if those reports are true that perhaps he can resume playing.
You do get the impression, just reading between the lines as best we can, that he may try to play basketball again.
Yeah.
Now, no one said that.
No.
But
we'll wait and see what the family
hopefully
says.
he'll be able to try and play basketball.
Yeah, but if that were the case, I mean, God bless. That would be wonderful.
That'd be bigger than anything that can happen in the
But
season.
basketball does go on.
Yeah.
And they haven't played.
Yeah, and
now they're jumping into their SEC schedule. Are they going to make up the games? Do we even know?
They called them postponements,
Yes.
not cancellations. What happened was they canceled 3 to start the season.
Right.
Those were cancellations.
Right.
Then they postponed 4.
Right.
FAU.
They
and
made up
UNF
a couple of those 3 though by going up to Bubbleville.
Correct. So they postponed 4.
We're down games.
Yeah, I don't get the sense they're going to make them up, but that's a guess. No one has commented on that.
Well, it's hard because the schedule's full now.
And I also think it's going to be a tough year. I think scoring. He's got to rebuild his plan.
Yeah.
Again, we talk so much about Keontae's health and life, and thank God smiled.
That's all that matters. But now things start to return.
But now that you get to basketball. He's going to have to rebuild his plan was to build a lot of it around the scoring of Keontae Johnson. He's the preseason SEC Player of the Year.
Yeah.
So, and it's not a good offensive team.
No.
Locke is a good standstill shooter.
Right.
The key is this guy Trey Mann.
He's going to have to
he's
step
the
up
point
even
guard.
more.
He's going to have to be a scoring point guard.
Yeah.
Scotty Lewis, a very good player, but he's not a scorer.
Yeah.
He'll have to score some. There's no interior points.
No.
There's nobody that can score on the inside. So it's going to be a tough go for this team. If they're going to have a reason, remember the guy's been in the tournament every year.
Right.
Okay. He's also won a game in the tournament just about every year.
Yes.
And he was going to be in the tournament last year.
Yes.
So for Mike White to be a tournament team and even a decent tournament team,
be a challenge.
They got to find scoring.
Yeah.
And they're going to have Trey Mann. I think Trey Mann and Scotty Lewis now are going to both have to go for 18, 16 a game.
Well,
aren't
I'm
they?
going to
To
let
have any chance at
you.
all.
I'm going to let you handle the basketball.
Okay, I got it.
Because you told me that. And
I am
you're a
the
basketball
podcast,
guy.
I'm the podcast beat reporter. For
I'm just going to give you
basketball.
one tiny nugget. Looking forward to the spring.
Okay.
Oh, that baseball team is
Ranked
loaded.
number one. Ranked number one.
I mean, they got more guys than they know
Yeah.
what to do with.
Best stadium.
Oh.
Ranked number one. I agree with you. So,
Oh,
all right, you're in
that's-
charge. You'll be the beat reporter.
Yes,
You'll be the
I will
baseball
handle
beat-
that.
You'll be the baseball
But that
beat
is
reporter.
just looking ahead a little bit.
Okay.
Oh,
I look forward to it.
oh.
So-
Baseball's a different game now, but
Yeah.
but nonetheless,
They're loaded. Yeah.
at least Omaha.
Yeah.
All right,
At least you're pretty
Omaha.
good when at least Omaha,
Yeah.
would you say? All right,
Yeah.
Cotton Bowl. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Final football game for Kyle.
Are you picking Florida?
I think just because I'm not gonna not.
Okay.
Yeah, I think. How about you?
I kind of would lean towards Oklahoma. I don't have a good feeling.
Yeah,
about
I don't know. So I think I probably.
And I
will.
hope I'm wrong.
We'll see what happens. That's all things Gators.
If I'm wrong and you're right, are you going to tell everybody on the next podcast how
Yeah.
you were
Well-
right and I was wrong again?
Well, I would if I go ahead and pick Florida. I don't know that I've gotten there yet,
All
so
right.
but we'll see. That's all things Gators, all things orange and blue.
Thank you, Southeast Orthopedic Specialist, the best in the business. For more information, se-ortho.com. Any kind of ankle, knee, elbow, shoulder problems, just visit our friends. They will take great care of you in the Jacksonville area. Have a great week, Frank.
You too, Nick.